Consider this, babies sleep on average anywhere from 14 to 18 hours a day. So those things you put in the nursery really do matter. Faced with environmental toxins, children are immensely more vulnerable than we adults are. This is because pound for pound, infants and young children consume more food and water and breathe more air than we do as adults. Their air intake on a body weight basis is twice that of adults. This becomes especially important to consider when you're setting up your baby's nursery. Aside from sleeping here for 14 to 18 hours a day, this is most likely where you will sit and nurse him, where you'll begin to read with him and explore shapes and colors with him. In short, you will be in the nursery a lot. So here are a few things to consider. Decorating and design are important, but so is the timing of it all. To allow proper off-gassing time, make sure all of your changes are done at least a month before you bring your precious bundle home from the hospital. Off-gassing is what we call it when volatile chemicals and volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, evaporate and release into the air. Materials like paints, stains, insulation, carpet, plywood, particle board, and so on can off-gas for years. Let's talk about paint. When it comes to paint, you're best off painting the walls using a low or even a no VOC paint. And you want to make sure, again, you're painting at least a month before you bring your baby home. Also, did you know that wall color can play a part in baby's health and mood? Here's a quick tip on that. Blues are calming, but too much blue can dampen spirits. Browns stimulate an appetite. Reds are strong and emotional, but may conjure emotions that are too strong for a baby's room. And yellow, this is my favorite, yellow signifies hope. Purples also are said to enhance creativity. Now let's talk about the floors in the nursery. If you have the option, bare floors are superior because they can be cleaned easily and they don't harbor dust mites or dander like carpet will. If you would like to refinish your wood floors, choose a non-toxic sealant. To absorb sound and create a softer, more cozy space, lay down area rugs that can be washed and aired out when needed. Now electronics. There's been a good deal of research that suggests that the electromagnetic fields, or EMFs, generated by electrical appliances, electrical wiring, and power lines can have a negative effect on one's health in both full-grown, but also particularly child-sized bodies. If you choose to use a baby monitor, as you probably will, your best way to avoid the EMFs is to simply position the monitor as far away from the crib as possible, or at least 3 feet away. Don't plug anything in directly behind the crib, and try to avoid leaving computers or cordless phones in your baby's room for long periods of time. Now, what about furniture? It's important to remember that a baby doesn't need much. They need a place to lay their head, a place to be fed and rocked to sleep, a place to be wiped and swaddled, and maybe something to hold all of their toys and books. For each of these items, you have 2 choices. You can choose to buy used or to buy new. Buying used is one of the most environmentally sound things you can do. It shows that you are a superstar recycler, but it's also great because the item has had ample time to off-gas elsewhere. Sorry to those previous owners. Because babies go through so many stages so quickly, secondhand baby items are often gently used at best. So it's a great choice for things like furniture, changing tables, rocking chairs, bookshelves, also gear like strollers and bouncy seats, and toys and even baby monitors. There are 2 things, however, that you should never buy secondhand. Those are car seats, and that's because they may have been involved in an accident and this could have compromised the safety of the car seat, and mattresses, and that's because older mattresses may increase your child's risk of SIDS. When you buy new, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, you want to make sure the furniture is on the low toxicity level, that it was stained or finished with non-toxic finishes or painted with a low or no VOC paint. If the item is made from pressed wood or plywood, as a lot of furniture today is, be certain that the glues they use to adhere the layers together don't contain formaldehyde, as many pressed wood products do. It's not as hard as it sounds, though. Most baby pressed wood products now are made to be formaldehyde-free. Also, try to pick something that can grow and transform with your child. Then let's talk about mattresses. You want to choose a mattress that doesn't contain chemical flame retardants. You also want to avoid polyurethane foam filling, which contains chemicals like formaldehyde, benzene, and toluene. And also those PVC plastic covers that some old mattresses have. They can be toxic to the baby and the environment. So look instead for mattresses that are made from more natural materials like organic cotton and wool. And it sounds a little overwhelming, but once you start to shop for them, you'll realize that there are so many organic cotton mattresses and natural wool mattresses available for baby cribs. Then let's talk about toys. So many toys today are made from PVC plastics. PVC as a gas is a known carcinogen, and PVC toys sometimes contain lead as an additive, as well as phthalates in those soft, pliable, flexible plastic toys. Think rubber duckies, inflatables, and waterproof books. Phthalates have been shown to be a hormone disruptor, and they can be released from a toy as it is handled or chewed or sucked on. I know it sounds terrifying and disgusting, but avoiding all of this is actually pretty simple. Try to stay away from too many plastic toys and instead reach for toys that are made from things like organic cotton and other natural fibers like wood. There are also plenty of plastic toys that are healthier plastics that are free of BPAs, phthalates, and PVCs. Now finally, clothes and bedding. Though cotton may be the fabric of our lives, it is also one of the most heavily sprayed crops in the world. So choosing organic cotton clothes and bedding for your baby is a really nice choice. So much stuff, so little time, but that's why it's so important to choose right, choose less, and choose for the health and safety of your sweet baby.